Yes, we're going to sit here just in case, as it would be exciting to see the Cowboys package 44 with something else and move into the 20s. Yeah. But we're going to make the argument, especially with the way that this thing is laid out, and Brian Jeffrey can confirm this, there's plenty of stuff waiting for you at 44. Right. And it won't be a linebacker now, but it could still be a safety, and it could even still be a cornerback at 44. Mm-hmm.
What about that offensive line?
What has some of the reaction been on social media, Fish? What's some of the reaction been to the Micah Parsons pick?
Mm-hmm. Well, frankly, this is the way it works every year, and I'm proud to boast about this. 105.3 The Fan very much drives Cowboy fan opinion. And so if Broadus and Kavanaugh and G-Bag
Don't
Nation,
put that on us.
I'm sorry, but it's true.
It's true.
It's totally true.
It's true.
I can give you how many you want.
They pick the guys they want to. They pick the guys they want to pick.
No, but the fans' reaction, like people being upset that they picked Parsons, is because we didn't want a linebacker at 10.
And see, Brian, I mean, I don't know if you're being humble or silly. When Brian Broadus once said, "Well, that Terrence Williams, he's kind of a body catcher," it's not that it wasn't true. It's that became what Terrence Williams was defined as.
I was wrong about Bosa.
I'm not saying I've been wrong.
So that's what I'm saying. If I'm
influencing
you shouldn't always listen.
Maybe so, but the fan knows that Broadus is in there scouting 190 people and watching endless hours of film. That Jeffrey's doing the same, and most of the rest of us fans don't do it that way. So we find voices that we trust, like Broadus, like Kavanaugh, and maybe most of all, like R.J. Choppy, and we pay attention to exactly what they say. And so so we have framed this as the Cowboys really wanted the cornerbacks, and then they settled on something else. What I think we're leaving out of this is we really need to wait till the third round to give it its full judgment. What if in the third round, with the pick they pick up in the trade, what if we go, oh, wow, how'd they come up with that one? We also need to spend part of the night investigating the war room. And we're going to be here all night, and we're going to ask. There was a lot of phone calls going on in that room, Brian. A lot of phone calls.
A lot of them.
Not just the one that was settled on. And we're going to investigate that as we go through the night.
Mike, somebody needs to ask them if they got wiped out at corner. That's what somebody needs to ask. Did it turn into, did you have an understanding going in? Did you have a plan that you could have lost both corners? And they might tell you, you know what, we were planning on taking Parsons the whole time. But the fact that they traded back, to me, that tells them that they were trying to buy themselves some time, is what they were trying to do.
I think they would be fibbing if they said, this is what we saw coming.
Facts.
We could give them credit.
We did. We talked about it, Mike. I asked you about it on our segment today when we said we need to ask them about these corners going off the board.
I know, but they felt so good.
That's why you need to listen to me when I ask you those questions.
And they should have learned from last year that when they said we ran 1 million simulations and never did CD get there, well, change your simulations. You need to be prepared for what could happen.
Yeah. Now, somebody could say they did a good job wheeling and dealing on the clock. I'm here to suggest that some of the wheeling and dealing they were doing might have involved veteran Cowboy players. In discussions. So I'm with you. I'm gonna listen to you next time, even better than I already do. But listen to the fan.
I'm just busting on you, Mike. You know that.
But do listen to the fan, even though every once in a while we guide you down the wrong path.
We do.
Because I think there's conversations that happened in that room that involved trades that did not quite happen that would have been quite something.
Fish, what do you think this means for Leighton Vander Esch and or Jalen Smith?
Leighton said, I'm going to be better than ever very recently. And talk about the neck surgery and the rest. I don't think the Cowboys can possibly know that for sure. Our friend Jalen Smith said, in judging me in 2020, just look at the film. And I think all of us, and you guys know my affection for Jalen, but all of us made the same answer. Jalen, we did look at the film. I think this drafting of Micah Parsons demonstrates the Cowboys also looked at the film.
Thank you, Mike. Mike Fisher from the Ford Center of the Star in Frisco. All I wanted this evening was a classic Broadus versus Fish spat that we get every day on the Fan flagship. That's all I wanted, and I got it, so I'm happy. Even more than any Cowboys pick that I could have requested this evening. All right, Jacksonville is back on the board. Then it's going to be